So to kick us off, called in the help of a friend who has a specialized, not yet revealed base building vehicle.
Now this is massive, guys. Now we're moving from solo player base to industrial base building. This is absolutely building bases at a whole other scale. I think that small orgs like us at the Rad Club will be able to have our own industrial base, but they're not going to be, landscape sprawling bases where you cannot see the others. These are going to be small operations, small mining, small farming, small refining operations.
It is the construction hub. This has 4 automated drones compared to the GravCarts 2. They can build small, medium, and large buildings. So far, we've only seen small.
Yeah, so the large one, you're not going to be able to do that yourself if you don't have a bigger ship like a Pioneer, of course, that we're going to talk about later, and also a Starlancer.
Automated drones are capable of building 1 structure each simultaneously, so 4 is quite a big advantage.
So yeah, so that means that with four drones, you'll be able to build 4 buildings at the same time, which especially if you're in a large org and you're trying to have a large operation is going to be making a big difference. As Parker is talking about here in the chat, storage, you're going to build your own storage facilities, and at the same time your freight elevator, and at the same time a fabricator, and at the same time perhaps also a hangar, right? Wow, that is so tall. This is like towering over the whole area where you're going to be able to see everything.
We'll get down a generator, we'll connect some buildings together just so we have a place to call home before we begin.
Yeah, so it's exactly, that's what it's talking about, right? It's exactly the same interface, except that this time, because they've got the ability to build large facilities with the large drones, then they are going to be able to click on L, which is not possible before.
There we go.
And they got the extractors.
Brand new underground resource deposits, and we're about to exploit it using this. It is our extractors. This particular one is a large solid extractor. We'll also have liquid and gas depending on which type of deposit.
So with the solid extractor, you're gonna be able to get all the minerals that are underneath, like gold or beryl, all these things that you can mine on the rocks. But this time it's going to be right under the ground.
We have our output grid here, where we're getting all the brand new resources up out the ground.
Now, one thing that I'm wondering is what's going to happen if you are running out of resources? Because we know that resources at places where we are going to extract our resources are going to be finite. They're not going to be unlimited. So what's happening if you run out of them? Are we going to be able to salvage these locations that are going to be useless once all the resources are gone, and then eventually use these resources from the salvage operations and rebuild those extractors somewhere else? That's what I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do.
And it is important to note that once these things are set up, it's not a case of just free resources forever. On key structures like this, there are fuses which will occasionally need replaced, as well as environmental wear which can be fixed using crafting materials.
Yeah, that's something that's very important to know, right? You're going to have to maintain. It's not going to be free money, right? You're going to have to maintain your facility because of environmental hazards, because, fuses do eventually become unusable. You have to replace them just like that would be in real life. I think that not just only I don't think only large orgs will be able to manage this, but also smaller ones will be able to have some smaller mining operations as well. All right, so we're gonna place the fuse there, and the extractor is gonna work. And look at that, gonna have the huge mining beam. Bah! And it's going to extract the resources from the soil, with making all those big fumes as well.
Now we want to turn those raw
resources so impressive.
Into more valuable refined materials. We saw the process talked about earlier with Thorsten. Of course, we want this. It is our refinery.
And I think that refineries are going to be the way to go if you really want to make a lot of money in Star Citizen, because that's going to be involving also a lot of shipping as well. So you extract the materials, you send them to the refinery, and then these are refined products that you have. You can sell them at the landing zones. The way I see it is that it's probably going to be too dangerous to have the refineries in the pyro system. So what people are going to be doing, at least that's what we are going to be doing at the Iraq Club, is we are going to have the extractors in pyro, because apparently that's where they have the best resources. They will be in pyro. We'll have the extractors there. We'll extract the resources, and then we'll ship them to Stanton or Castra eventually, and that's where we are going to have our refineries, and that's where we'll be selling them at the landing zone. Sure, it's going to be expensive, more expensive than refining everything where you extract everything, but I also think that the extra money that you're going to have, then it's going to be providing for security, because the pirates, yeah, maybe they will want to get some of the raw materials, but it's much better to have refined materials, right? These are the ones that are going to be selling more when you get rid of them. So that's why I believe that you will be less of a target in the power system if you transport raw materials than if you transport refined materials. I could be wrong. Maybe it's still going to be more profitable to do everything on the spot, and there's going to be less chances of being hijacked, but I still believe that it's going to be on the long run, especially if power is as dangerous as it could be, a better solution, right?
Once again, there are multiple types here. This one is the large solid matter refinery. We have liquid and gas again, as well as biological, depending on the type of materials that you're using and want to produce. Refinery has input and output grids. For input, as you might expect, is for the resources which you're going to consume, and then the output is for the resulting refined goods.
Oh yeah, Parker, there will be a rush, of course.
Which blueprint you want to use, and therefore which type of refining method you want.
But if you are, I think that nobody will be going for low quality, especially if these are players, right? But remember that we are going to be able to sell. We are going to be able to sell to corporations, right, at landing zones. So I don't think that at landing zone they're going to care about high or low quality. Maybe the price will be lower for low quality, but they're still going to be able to sell. So if you extract resources and refine them just because you want to sell them and not because you want to use them for crafting, I still think it's going to be okay.
A lot of crates here with our extractor and our refinery, so we're going to put down our elevator storage.
Nice, there's the freight elevator right there. And so everything that you are refining is going to go right there in the freight elevator when it's ready.
Starting to build up now, but it's worth me mentioning again here that whilst we're putting these buildings down instantly in this video, large structures like this, they will take some time with the automated construction drones. But the smaller scale base we saw in the previous video, that can be done in a single play session.
Now, define single play sessions, right? For me, a single PlayStation. Sorry about this single PlayStation. For me, a single play session is usually about 2 hours. So I don't know about you guys if you have time to do more than that, but usually 2 to 3 hours. 3 hours if I'm lucky, right? So we'll see. Here they said that those big, larger scale operations will take longer. So yeah, probably several days. But I liked also that it says that the more freight elevators you have, the higher the capacity of storage you have as well at your facility, and that's great. That's going to allow you to keep tens of thousands of SCUs at your disposal at the area, right?
We'll just keep on putting down more extractors because we want as much as that valuable resource out the ground as quick as possible.
Now, those extractors obviously are going to cost resources to build, so that's why it's going to be good to have some money at your disposal so you can buy the resources from a landing zone, for example, or some from NPC outposts, and then you build as many extractors as possible. But keep in mind also that the faster you mine the resources, the faster it's depleted as well. The other thing you need to keep in mind is how about your storage capacity, right? Because you are going to make sure that you have as much storage capacity as possible. Otherwise, you're going to be mining for nothing. You're going to have to shut down your mining facility so that then you can get rid of all of the ore that you would have mined. Also, if you store a lot of things, it means that not just you will be able to take it, but you might also be subject to being robbed as well. So that's also something that people out there who have these facilities will have to take in consideration. It might not be a good idea to have that many extractors if you cannot ship them out as well. You need to have enough people to help you out, ship out your resources. So you have to also consider the scale of your own org, or the scale of your own business as you are doing that in game.
And with base building, we're introducing the concept of a freight elevator network.
Nice, there you
What it will
go.
allow you to do is it will allow you to link multiple freight elevators together, and in turn they will share the same storage. So as we're doing here, we'll deposit an item on freight elevator A, and then we're retrieving it on freight elevator B. There is a distance limit, but you can daisy chain the elevators together to extend that, and it has to all be contained within the same base.
And there we go. It's ready, and it's going to be shipped eventually somewhere, right?
Now, as we expand, we might want to invite more people to join us. This is easy to do. There will be permissions that we can set up, granting people access to our base, and they can even build their own structures if they wish.
That's so cool. That's where you're going to be needing not just, mining, but farming, right? Because who is going to be providing all those, industrial outposts with the food, the drinks that the people are going to need, right? These can be crafted. And the better crafted they are, the more satiated people are going to be feeling as well, right? So I can imagine that there will be also players specialized in crafting the most effective food as possible. There will be contracts between farms and also industrial facilities to supply them, so that they don't need to go to a landing zone and they don't need to go to buy all this stuff. It will all be delivered straight on the spot. It's gonna be fantastic. I cannot wait for this player-to-player economy.
We can also give them access to existing structures, which is how you can form your org storage using those freight elevators.
And then you remember, that was such a nice, area of nature. Now it's all ruined by, the industrial complex, right? Ezio, welcome back.
Now, we always want a safe place to store our ships, so the trusty hangar will do.
Back to see the ruinations. No, these are not ruinations. What are you talking about? Now, I love that. We're going to have our own hangar, finally, right? People were talking about, the hangars that we have, the landing zones, but finally, we'll be able to build our own hangar. I hope that we are going to be able to transfer our home hangars from the ones at the landing zones to the ones at our stations. Now, this could be a risk because, of course, this can be destructible. So what if you lose your base, right? Maybe we could be automatically back to the home location where we started, right? See you, Dynas.
See, it has this large, we call it a foundation tile. It's quite special.
And thank you for the sub also.
The terrain around it, making it easy to place such a huge structure like this. You can also place other buildings on it, so it's easy for making large, sprawling bases. However...
And that's what people want, right? Large, sprawling bases, large cities. I cannot wait to see the player cities also, right?
The final piece of the puzzle that we need to achieve our goal, and it is this, our very own fabrication hangar.
Ah, yes! Look at how massive that looks like, right? Where you can build your own ground vehicles, your own spaceships, and not just in the Pioneer, right? But also at an outpost too.
Does anyone want to guess what we're going to build in a fabrication hangar?
Well, a ship, right?
An Idris, maybe not an Idris, if I'm honest. We'll have a drive around. We'll go to the entrance.
And they've got roads too. That is so cool. We're going to be able to put our own decals to make our own styles of road as well. That's something that I would love to do also on Pyro, right? Just build roads between player cities that are close to one another, or between NPC
See
outposts.
what's in store for us.
So that we can have, you know, some good uses for our ground vehicles. We can have Need for Speed in Star Citizen, right? Or the Daymar Rally will have another counterpart with actual roads. Yes, I hope it's going to be better than Starfield. Starfield is very clunky when it comes to base building. I don't really enjoy base building in Starfield. Yeah, right, we can have a Grand Prix in the game. And there we go. You're going to be able to craft your own ship, right? Now, what I hope is that if we craft our own ships, we're going to be able to sell the ships to ship dealers. Because right now, we can only buy ships. I hope that we'll be able to go to a ship dealer, go there and sell a ship. So if we make it, we sell it for a profit, and then the ship dealer will sell it for even more.
Of course, we were going to build ourselves.
So there we have it, guys. That's pretty much all for today's live stream. Tomorrow I have to go to the hospital for some medical exams. I will be back the day after tomorrow. We'll talk about new ships and vehicles, and also player space stations. And on Friday we'll be doing some Squadron 42. So stay tuned to the channel, guys. Make sure to follow me on Twitch if you have not done so you can be notified when we are going to be back and when we're going to be breaking down CitizenCon. I will be putting all of these segments on the main channel on YouTube. And normally these are videos that I would put on the second channel, but the second channel have the raw reactions from the CitizenCon. So all of that is on the main channel. Thank you so much, Parker. Thank you so much, Zio. Thank you so much, Dynas, for the sub. I will see you guys in 2 days. Cheers.